You can mess up, and it's okay. There are no big forces out of your control. You're kind of in control of everything. And there's really nothing out there that can hurt you or your enterprise. Now that's a 1. Now 10, other end of the continuum. Things are moving very fast. The environment around you feels unstable. There's a high degree of uncertainty. Things are unforgiving. You mess up, there are very real consequences to messing up. There are many big forces out of your control. You can feel like a vulnerable little speck out there in a very unforgiving universe. And there is very definitely stuff that can hurt you. All right? So let me just get a sense of where you folks are today. How many are operating in a 1, 2, or 3? A 4, 5, or 6? A 7 or 8? A 9 or 10? Yeah, welcome to the rest of our lives. My colleague Morten Hansen and I did just complete a 9-year research project to ask a simple question. Why? Why do some thrive in this kind of environment? Which, by the way, I think will define the rest of our lives. We're not going back to stable. We're not going back to predictable. We're not going back to the way it felt 20 years ago. It's never going to happen again. That was an artificial bubble time. Rather, uncertainty and chaos and full of gleaming opportunity will be what we face, as well as threat and peril. The one thing we know is that we don't know what's coming next. And that is either scary or exciting. I think it's both. But why do some thrive? And why do some leaders do exceptionally well when buffeted by that kind of disruption and tumult, when hit by those big, fast-moving forces that we can neither predict nor control? What distinguishes those who perform exceptionally well, not just a little bit better, but 10 times better? That's what we start. 10 times better than their average in this kind of environment. And we titled this new work Great by Choice for a very simple reason, something Bobby and I talked about on the phone before coming here. Because it actually turns out that when you look at the evidence, the factors that determine whether an enterprise, the factors that determine whether you and your enterprise thrive and become truly great, even in a chaotic and uncertain environment, lie largely in the choices that you make. It's not a matter of what happens to you. It is mainly a matter of what we do and how well we do it. We know this because we don't just study success. See, we study contrast. We study the contrast between success and failure. We study the contrast between endurance and collapse. We just study the contrast between great and good. What we do is we go back and we find enterprises that were in the same spot, same opportunities, same resources, same potential, same environment, same possibilities in front of them, same threats facing them, same base they're coming off of. And yet, one becomes great. And the other does not. And what we do is we ask why, when both have the same situation and yet one becomes great and the other doesn't, what accounts for the difference? And it leads to, when you use this method systematically, you come to an inevitable conclusion. See, if circumstances are constant and one becomes great and the other does not, the answer cannot be circumstance. And if you were to sort of take one lesson from 6,500 years of combined human history, say, what is the single biggest learning from all the research? It is this. Greatness is not primarily a function of circumstance. It is first and foremost a matter of conscious choices and of discipline.